Waker all week, The Walking Dead. From Demolition Man all the way to Judge Dredd. The shit is fucked up, they know it seems to listen. They lace up your brew and modify your chicken. To be done to the fact they got your name, city, and rank. But you falling for the trap, tripping off titties and drink. Whole generation going, and I really hate to confess. Fuck you, big girl, this is my state of address.
Even today,
my city, and probably in a lot of cities across the country, they have placed up certain, guess you can say, hot spots to get people to register to vote, and which is a good thing. But the thing I've noticed that is a lot of these places are places either in or close to black neighborhoods, or where I guess you can say where mostly black people vote in a certain district or for a certain party. And I noticed that they've been pushing, and you know what I mean when I say they've been pushing for this thing that, well, you know, if you're black, you know, they're trying to take your voting rights away, and you gotta make sure you register to vote, as if there aren't any black people that are registered to vote. And I'm making this video because it seemed to be the thought process going around. So I did one simple thing. I had to think to myself, oh, okay, well, am I still registered to vote? So I went to this website, and I'm going to put all the links and descriptions of everything in the video. I went to this website, and all you really need to check is, you don't need a lot of personal information. You just put in your name, you put in your date of birth, and the state that you live in. And it'll pull up whether you're active or not, your status, your voting status. And I've done that, and here's the results. Now, that was real easy to do, and I kept seeing this a lot, and I was wondering, like, so why do they keep saying that take your voting rights away, make sure you're registered? Well, here's some information that I found out about voter suppression.
voting lines and wait times have been getting longer and longer, and there is a reason for that. Voting should take no longer than 30 minutes, according to the Presidential Commission on Election Administration. But in the 2018 primaries, nearly half of Latino voters and black voters waited an average of 45% longer than white voters.
What the hell?
That's in large part because people of color tend to live in communities where there are fewer electoral resources, a problem that can be traced to one 2013 Supreme Court decision. In the 1965 Voting Rights Act, there was a provision that said any new election laws from states with a history of discrimination needed federal oversight and approval before implementation. The provision was meant to be temporary, but was renewed several times due to its success in decreasing the voter turnout gap between whites and black Americans. But in 2013, the Supreme Court overturned it, citing rising voter turnout rates in minority neighborhoods.
Unacceptable!
24 hours after the Supreme Court decision, Texas, Mississippi, and Alabama enforced photo ID laws that previously were barred under the provision. Proponents of the law say these policies combat voter fraud, but 11% of eligible voters, mainly people who are young and in poorer rural neighborhoods, do not have government-issued photo IDs. Polling closures also increased since 2013. In Arizona and Georgia, 1 in 5 voting locations closed. In Texas, more than 1 in 10 closed. And in Louisiana and Mississippi, 1 in 20 closed. The closures mostly occurred in minority neighborhoods. And even with mail-in ballots, some states are not expanding the privilege during a nationwide pandemic, increasing fears that this year, voting might lead to less turnout or higher infection rate.
And I'm bringing this up as I've said in the past. I do believe that, people are not really voted in. They're placed in by people higher than voters. and it's kind of all like it's not a joke, but it's like sometimes I refer to it as dinner theater. And it's like yeah, you have to play this game every 4 years, and no matter which candidate is picked, no matter which party, is all still a game. It's been a game, but I think that is strange, and that they're putting this over that well, just because of your skin color, you're not going to be able to vote. And we want to make sure you can vote. Like, okay, that's good, but it's a few things that will keep you from voting. We all know this, and one of those things is you have to prove that you are a United States citizen. And another thing is in proving that you're a United States citizen, have to have a valid state-issued ID, and if you are of voting age, it's a good chance that you would have one of these, aka driver's license. So those are a few things. As long as you can prove that and have that paperwork, why shouldn't you be able to vote? Then there's the other thing with if you have, felonies or not. Now, you can look into that, and then there's programs that are set up to try to get, if you have been a felon, to get your voting rights back, and you can do that. Other than those things that I just mentioned, what exactly will keep you from being able to vote? Like, there's somebody standing up in front of the booth saying, hey, you can't vote, for barring any of those other reasons that I just mentioned. It's like, that's not a thing. But just a quick video. Be careful out there. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.
In a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long